This episode covers a lot of terrain, and we also need to look into the veracity of the rumor that's been going around regarding Ripple v. SEC. Has Ripple already paid the fine? Recall that the process is finished and no further actions are needed once Ripple pays the fine, designates the judge's document, and the SEC gets the money and attests. Refund requests and money returns are not included in the definition of returning. The agreement, which both parties have signed, is legally enforceable. That means it's time to leave. We'll also take a look at Quant and see how high Bitcoin could go if it reaches the same Fibonacci levels by comparing the market capitalization of cryptocurrencies from the previous bull cycle to the present one. These goals are definitely attainable. Institutional money may need to move from traditional stock markets to cryptocurrency marketplaces. I will simplify things for you, so don't be concerned. Now let's get started. Bitcoin 59,0063 in the last day. Ethereum's price has dropped by 1.14%, and it is now trading at $25.25. The U.S. currency is still unstable, and 35% of U.S. dollars are still correlated with it. Yes, a lot of people did experience panic. At about 0.56857 cents, they moved into panic mode. A tiny portion of green 0.81 is visible, and it is clear that the region between 50 and 60 cents is where XRP is concentrated the most. I won't be very concerned if the market drops because it won't begin until Bitcoin causes a big increase. The goal of Bitcoin stall is to surpass $74,000. Our target is $100,000 after $74,000. After that, we'll enter their full parabolic phase, during which time Bitcoin will likely reach $150 or perhaps $250,000. We'll talk about this shortly. The $2 trillion market valuation for cryptocurrencies ends today. You have a month's largest project on the XRP platform if you're interested in receiving some NFTs from my Lu project. Ledger makes sure to buy them as soon as possible and transfer the money to your wallet when we take the photo because there is still time. You will be receiving an XRP tonight. Your prize will be delivered to you on the 1st of every month. Yes, it operates in that manner. You hold you. No matter what, you will always receive your money on the 1st of the month. An NFT does not have to be purchased each month. All you need to do to be eligible for the dividend is own one, and once you do, you will continue to get it. For the term of the NFT, you should indicate who owns what. I was looking for the exact phrase being in your wallet. We are classified as a dealer on Bitmart. September 9th makes sense for the launch. The token has no owner, thus mentioning it will simply make it more valuable. The token's value will only rise by 3 cents. Founders, owners, and other stakeholders shouldn't say things like, they promised tokens, and they're just going to dump it on day one because they're making money during launches. Since I am in charge of the process and make sure it is successful, I disagree with these people. Ought to have. There's little doubt that things will get better. During the first few hours, I think wealth advisors at Wells Fargo will be able to recommend Bitcoin ETFs to their wealthy clientele. It's a simple 5-step approach that has no financial component. It would be extremely optimistic if you wanted to start discussing it next month. 1.7 trillion. Though it is unlikely that we will receive all 1.7 trillion, how much do you think Bitcoin will be worth if we transfer 1%, 5%, or 10%? We still talk about this $744,000 area and even 100 or perhaps 25,000 bucks. How will we get there when the public isn't interested in it? Institutional money is about to enter this market, as I have already stated, and this may be the last bull market ever. As you are already aware, everything depends on how much the value of cryptocurrencies increases overall. You can be certain that the institutions have reached the $7 to $10 trillion area and won't lose as market capitalization increases. Make sure that these markets do not see a 99% drop if you thought investing in cryptocurrencies would be so easy that you could buy it once every 3 years, hold it for a year, and then sell it after making 20 to 50 times your money, a profit you could keep making for the rest of your life. I want to tell you something very important. Investing in cryptocurrencies won't work like this. Eventually, these markets will start acting more and more like the normal stock market you might see at 10% on an actual asset, not one of those imaginary coins or little projects that people are just eyeing on Solana or Tran. Eventually, the need to make quick money will pass, and the real assets will show themselves. Institutional Ethereum Bitcoin money is concentrated in high-barrier places, therefore these arid markets will only see dips and you won't see 99% collapses. Are collapses obviously, will they have pumps? But the days of repeating it 20 to 50 times are drawing to an end. It's the moment you've always looked forward to, traditional financial people, institutions, and real money seizing control. Since we were able to enter these markets before this happening, we are trying to take advantage of the impending money inflow. People, we are going to go through another bull and bear cycle if we are unable to obtain that $7 to $10 trillion dollar sum. Around the year 2829, this cycle will probably come to an end, and we might even enter a new decade, which they'll refer to as the 2030s. We are about to discuss the way that 457s, RFTs, and traditional 401k plans will begin to trade cryptocurrency. The emergence of cryptocurrencies this decade is marked by the emergence of Bitcoin as a real asset. I began purchasing quant around 4 months ago for this reason. With the recent issuance of a second patent, I might not have 200 quant in my wallet, but every Monday I buy $800 worth of quant. In the past 16 months, 5 patents have been granted by Europe. We are bringing up the quantity pricing for you to view at this moment, even if many people still refer to the BIS as an oracle. Quant's pricing ranged from $63 to an all-time high. If my 7-fold rise calculation is correct, when will it reach its peak again? Is accurate? Highs, I'm positive it will think we're talking about a dollar amount greater than 10,000. If we hit those figures, we'll recommend 800 to 1,000. The dollar cost average of this asset is over 10 times that of your best friend. How can I get it to work? It's simple. I started with a DCA of 110, but I've already lowered it to 80, and I want to keep buying before I know it will finally reach 75. Quant's cost will keep going up. My DCA will hit 75 once it is priced in line with Quant's. Even if I already have a huge bag or XL at that point, I rotate out and move on to something else that hasn't sold yet, maybe even more HB bars. Point I possess XLMs, so don't let me frighten you or give the impression that I don't. It's not a huge XL because every Monday for almost 2 years, I also buy $100 of XLM in addition to my quant purchase. That's my XLM holdings. When I start to rotate out, you could probably do the math and figure out how much I have if I do put 800 plus my 100 is equal to 900 into XLM every Monday at the levels that XLM is now at. This adds up to 9.92 cents when we do the math. We take 900 and split it by 4. $3,600 a month. We slightly divide by 9. You will give me around 5 months to use the 40,000 XL per month that I buy or 200,000 XL. I think I'll be in an amazing circumstance. Keith released this chart for versions 2024 and 2025 in 2016/2017. We looked at this Bitcoin 24 chart, and you can see that when we go through this again, we will eventually get to the 272 Fibonacci level. Once more, we are at pretty much the same level, as you can see. The Fibonacci level corresponds to where we were in the 2017 bull market. Bull we go, as you are aware. Watch what happens next. The market has parabolic curves, and the starting points range from 1.2 to 1.6. But there's always a chance of a blow up top, which might raise the price of Bitcoin to about 465,000. That denotes the market's zenith. The Fibonacci level of 174 to 1.618 is currently the subject of rumors. The SEC has already received $125 million from Ripple. Next week, we will reveal and publish the news. I have no idea where Jack is. This brings the story to a close if this is accurate. Folks, this is it. Nearly related to that, is this the appropriate moment to say,